The midterm elections are about 5 months away, and Democrats are up against the worst political landscape they have faced in recent memory. Of course, this has forced them to focus on issues like a minimum wage and gender pay gaps and issues that allow them to push their whole war on women's strategy. But a new Republican Political Action Committee, Red State Women, was launched earlier this year, partly to counter this ridiculous, bogus narrative. Red State Women is led by Cari Christman, and she joins me now. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, Dana.
So you and I have talked a little bit earlier. I moved from St. Louis to Dallas this year, and I landed in the middle of Wendy, I don't want to say it's Wendy Daivs country, it's in the middle of her district. And
Soon to be Connie Burton.
Yes, thank heavens. And I thought, please do not let this woman represent me. Please do not let this woman turn this great state into, into basically what they did to Colorado. I don't like this victimization politics that they play. The whole platform, Cari, just screams victim to me. And I'm tired of women being addressed that way in politics, which is why you and others created this group. Tell me about it.
That's right, Dana, exactly. Texas women, they're strong and they work hard. They're very independent. And so the Republican policies and the Republican message is a positive one. And all we've heard from Wendy Daivs is are issues that put women in a box, trying to define them, trying to tell us what we believe and what we value. And Texas women aren't going to stand for that. Red State Women is here to create a platform so that women's voices in Texas are heard. Texas women are strong and organized well in the state. You don't want to be a candidate without Texas women behind you. We're the ones who make the difference between elections, and we're organized, and so we're the boots on the ground. But Red State Women is here to be the voice. We are the megaphone for women in Texas, and we are here to tell Wendy Daivs that she does not speak for us, and that we are going to ensure that General Abbott is elected as our next governor.
And I was very happy to see how many women are in elected office here, how many women are in state legislature, not just state legislature, everything from city council to school board. There's a lot of women active in Republican politics here. This party doesn't get enough credit for it.
That's right. They paint a very different picture, and they act as though we have no representation from our female colleagues, and that's just not the truth. Right. But we're used to that. We're used to seeing them spill lies all over, and that's just not the truth. We know that there are strong women in office. In fact, we have a number of women at the statewide level. Our Comptroller Combs and Railroad Commissioner Christy Craddock, who has made history, by the way, as the youngest female Republican to ever be elected statewide.
Love that. How old is she, by the way?
You know,
you never asked the lady.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll move past that question.
But she's very young. And the wonderful thing about Christy Craddock is that she is a single mom, and she campaigned as a single mother. I can't even imagine, and her story is unique in that way that most people don't know what it's like to campaign statewide. It's very difficult, but she was home every single night. She made a point to be home with her daughter and wake up the next morning to be there for her.
You mean that she didn't have her ex-husband raise them? And
that's right.
I'm probably being mean with that, and I shouldn't do it. But let me ask you this. So one of the things that I've seen from the Daivs campaign is well, you were there in Austin when they had their whole abortion campaign. That was the thing with the pink Nike shoes upon which she used as a springboard to launch her into national name recognition. But at the sacrifice of what? At the sacrifice of the sanctity of life. She fully supports late-term abortions, partial birth abortions. The latest polls that I've seen, Texas women don't.
That's right. We know that a majority of Texans, both male and female, oppose late-term abortions. And the legislation simply made it to where you couldn't have an abortion after 5 months. And I think most Texans agree that that is, that's realistic, and that at that point, you should be able to make a decision by that point, and that 5 months is a long time, and that we are recognizing that life exists, and that we don't want to see life taken at that point. But the other thing that's really important to note here is that the majority of the bill, 3/4 of it, 3 out of the 4 provisions, had to do with safety standards. And Democrats, we always see the solution to their answers are filing lawsuits, right? In every area of policy. If they can't win, they file a lawsuit. And in this situation, they've said, you know, we will file lawsuits to keep abortion clinics open that have a history of safety and health violations.
And this all came after the Kermit Gosnell.
That's correct.
And these are, I mean, this is just, what was in this bill was just basic medical. Like maybe if your anesthesiologist is giving you anesthesia, maybe they should be there.
Yes.
I mean, really simple stuff. Or maybe have your doctor have admitting privileges in case something happens and you can seek medical care at a hospital. And yet someone who claims to be such an advocate for women, Wendy Daivs, was against that.
That's right. And if you would just look at the records, the health and safety records that the pro-life organizations in our state came up with, they saw these violations. It's public, it's a matter of public record.
Right.
And women were being injured. We heard from a number of women on the Senate Health and Human Services Committee testify to the fact that they were in these substandard clinics, received substandard care, and then could not even locate the doctor. And one of the major provisions in the bill was requiring that a doctor have 30 miles within and privileges within a hospital.
Like, these are common sense solutions.
That's right. It is
to use
very
their
common
phrase.
sense, very practical.
Right.
And
well, I am so glad to see this group here. I'm so glad that there are women in Texas and you guys are just taking this on, and it's so nice to meet you. And you also will be at the Texas State Republican Convention
That's
this weekend
right.
as well. So
Loud
make a big
proud,
splash.
yes.
Cari, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Folks, we'll be right back with more. Don't go anywhere.